Hello, YouTube! I am Pinstar, and this is Railroad Corporation Strategy and Tactics, Episode 5. So, in our last episode, we completed Mission 2 by carting clothing all over creation and buying up properties that would one day, over time, pay off. And this mission, we have a much larger map to work with. A lot more towns, a lot more goods and play here, and a brand new game mechanic that has been unleashed to us. So in the last one, we were able to buy up properties, but we were pretty much limited to whatever the heck was already built there. You buy a farm, you get a farm. You buy a sawmill, you get a sawmill. Here, we have the ability to buy empty plots on some of these towns and then build whatever the Sam heck we want. That gives us incredible power to shape the economic landscape in our favor. Now then, as far as starting off here, which by the way, they start us off with 200,000 for this particular mission, which is awesome, because we're going to be doing a lot of buying and building here. The game kind of subtly suggests a first move, and I intend to take the game up on its suggestion. So one of the objectives here is to construct a small sawmill. We start here in Utica. Right down here in Sangerfield is a logging camp, and right over here in Albany Albany's large enough to demand lumber. And there's an empty space here in Utica. I wonder what we should build there. Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer from there. But beyond a couple of no-brainer picks that the game kind of spoon-feeds us, our tactics in terms of what we build where can get a bit more advanced as we progress through this mission. But before we get started here, let's check the labor pool. Iron ore will cost you 35% less. You might be useful. Not right now. We're not touching iron ore at the moment, but in due time, that might be a good thing. We'll see how long you stay in the labor pool if you stick around long enough to be relevant. If you are, I'll hire you. You gotta be patient, dude. Right then, so let us, even though we don't have any plans for an HR department, I will get ours R&D department up and running sooner rather than later. Because we have a whole new set of toys to play with. The Gervais is the new locomotive du jour for this mission here. And like all the other locomotives, it does its own thing. It's got its own niche. It does not directly obsolete one of the earlier models. It kind of occupies a similar space economically to the DeWitt Clinton, but it does its own thing. So we will certainly start on the path of researching that right away. And again, I don't want to pile this. As excited as I am for this, we're not going to be using it right away, and I don't want to make our scientists work inefficiently. So let's pick up reliability and use our other 5 scientists for it, because we never quite completed that from the last mission. We did flesh out pretty much everything else on the DeWitt Clinton. Right then, speaking of the DeWitt Clinton, that is going to be our first lead here. We are going to be running a route from Sangerfield to Utica, but we're going to be doing 2 different things with it. If it was just Sangerfield to Utica to fill the town hall's lumber need, then the best friend would be fine. But we're going to be bringing it to 2 different destinations: the town hall and the eventual sawmill that I'll be buying. So we might as well use the more agile one. Now I do want to make sure this route stays nice and fast, because the DeWitt Clinton does leverage its top speed on the backswing when it's empty. And again, we're trying to inch our way up this little hillside here, so as to keep our soil excavation costs below our rail costs, which we have successfully done. Excellent. The other thing is, and one other thing that we want to start doing right away here, is just like before, we want to consider what raw material producers we want to buy right off the bat. And being that this logging camp here will be supplying 2 different destinations, it would behoove us to buy it sooner rather than later. Because again, every one of these logs is worth 1,000 if we don't own the logging camp, but it's free otherwise. So this will pay for itself in, well, 32 trips, which is definitely going to be happening. Well, not to mention there's an upkeep cost to it, but we'll be using it enough to make good use, to get good economic value of it. So, bada boom, bada bing, ours. Now, before we unpause here, there was one other raw material producer that I had noticed when I was surveying this map here that's a little bit non-traditional, but darn useful in both the short and the long term, and that's down here in Hartford. We have a wheat field in a town that already demands grain. Now, if you remember what happened with Cookville, when Cookville grew large enough to start demanding grain, it started to eat its own grain from the wheat field and pay me for it because I owned the wheat field. Now, Hartford's a bit far away right now from our starting place of Utica, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. We will, because we're going like this anyway, going down to Albany, that just puts us at 1 stop away from Hartford. So we'll be getting into Hartford pretty darn soon. And since I want to leverage the fact that there's only we're only paying for 3 grain here, and we want to get the cash from the town nibbling on this, let's buy it now, even though we're not going to actually hook it up by rails for a little bit. All right, so we've got that. Let us get the DeWitt Clinton. Bada boom, bada bing. And we're going to be doing the same thing that we did before. We're going to pick up our logs here, and then deposit them in Utica, and then in a moment I'll be building the sawmill and then adding those set of steps. Why I'm not doing it right now? Well, it's January 24th. That's what the game started at. You have to pay your maintenance and upkeep fees at the end of the month, so we might as well build our new stuff and get our new toys on February 1st. So let us begin. Let's crack that speed up a little bit. Gotta love the DeWitt Clinton's speed on the backswing here. Rolling into Sangerfield nice and quick, picking up its 3 lumber for free, and then off we go. Alright, February 1st, let us see, you can see all those floating numbers? That's when we pay for all those. Let us buy the land and let's build on it. And we want the sawmill here. $54,000 for this beast, but it too will be well worth it. This is kind of why the game starts you out with an extra 100,000 compared to your previous missions, because the expectation is there that you're going to be doing a lot of building up front. So small sawmill is go. Now, my other mission here to construct a steel mill, that's going to sit and fester for a little bit. By the way, this is on the new patch with the more generous timers. We are still going to attempt to complete this before the work faster for an experience bonus timer runs out. So this is sort of our grand timer for everything. But luckily, our individual steps no longer have timers anymore, and that makes me happy, because I can accomplish things in the order that I want, while still obeying the overall timer here. Alright, so let's do our double-double here. So we're going to go back to Sangerfield, pick up 3 more logs, go back to Utica, and then drop those 3 off at the sawmill. Bada boom, bada bing. I still want to start our first trip here going to the town hall because, I mean, 1, we get paid instantly for it. 2, it gives it a chance to start digesting it. And 3, it will start encouraging Utica to grow, and long-term growth is a long-term strategy for us here. So when you're choosing what routes to set up and where to bring things, you want to factor in the immediate profitability, of course, but you also need to factor in what kind of a longer-term growth is this going to encourage, and is there a route that I can do that's a little bit less profitable, but may help more towns grow faster, that will eventually lead to more profitable routes down the line. Alright, so they're coming back up here and depositing into the small sawmill. I'm going to actually do the next leg once these 3 lumber are produced. We'll also worry about upgrading this and all that. How are we with labor pool? The Gervais price. Interesting. The Gervais price. That's we are going to be pressing the Gervais into service, even though we haven't invented it yet. But we're not going to be using it right away. So I'm going to keep you off of our hiring pool. If you stick around, again, just like the other guy, if you stick around long enough, then I'll hire you when your skills become relevant. Right then, yeah, I'm gonna... Alright, we just finished that small sawmill here, so let us get to the railroad lay-in. I'm okay with the lower speed limit here, because this particular route is going to be more for the John Bull. We're going to do a there and back again route. 94, that's fine. Soil excavation less than rails, that is fine. Excellent, let us confirm. Right then, so what we're going to do here is we're going to buy ourselves a John Bull. Because, you know me and John Bulls and how I like them for, these shorter run routes. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick up 3 lumber here, and since we've got some room to it, let's grab one of the passengers here. Then we'll pop ourselves back down here to Albany, 1, 2, 3, and then drop off our passenger here. And then we will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because that lets us effectively load this up. Because I don't want to have to do 7 and go 9 miles an hour. The speed difference is not worth that 1 extra cart here. And then we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right there. Perfect. There you go. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, so you will begin loading yourself. Now, this thing it'll be outstripping itself a little bit with the lumber, and we will be filling this up, but this little there and back again is not the last bit that we're doing here with this particular route. This one's actually going to be a little bit more longer distance. But yeah, look at those profits there. Look at that cash. That is big money right there. We're going to want to do there and back again, maybe 1 or 2 times before we alter the route for this beast here. The other alternative that we can do here is maybe consider putting in a best friend on this route, and then just having it go directly back and forth. The lower capacity is actually not a bad thing. Yeah, this little short hop route doesn't pay us that much in terms of people, but that's okay. Oh yeah, let's upgrade you and get some repair facilities going, cheaper maintenance, and then coal warehouse, my favorite level 2 build. I think that is the correct answer. And yeah, we'll have you do your maintenance round here, and yeah, you can do your maintenance round down here. That's fine. Might as well do your maintenance round while you're waiting for the small sawmill to do its thing. And this will give us enough cash to do another expansion to our next planned deal here. As we continue filling up the wood here. Now we do have a post office here, but nobody else in range at the moment is able to accept that. Okay, we are in the money now. Let's check our labor pool. Always check your labor pool before you do any more expansions. Soil works, that's good, but I'm not going to build a whole HR department for just that. Besides, 440 and 17 square meters for just 7% of a bonus? You're not really worth it, dude. I'm sorry. We're getting we're getting kind of some lousy rolls here for our employees. But I digress. We can work with what we got here. So we're gonna extend this, and we are going to start hooking up Hartford. So let us bring ourselves here. Do a little bridge action here. 10K for the bridge. That's not too bad. We want to make sure we follow the contour here. Excellent, we have arrived. Now we got something else to do here. We got another little goodie that we can set up here. And that is we can buy something here in Albany. Remember what I said about sort of setting things up creatively for shaping the economic landscape here. Let me see here. I'll let you go ahead and finish this route before I press you into service, because what I really want to do is I want this John Bull to bring itself down here to Hartford. And it will give Hartford a little bit more time to grow. You'll see what I'm planning here in just a moment. Yeah, we'll take you off of repair so you're not waiting online for this thing, since you're going to be going down here anyway. Although it looks like you're going to be waiting for the lumber anyway. That's okay, you're not going to be waiting long. And that'll definitely give us plenty of time and cash to get stuff moving. Actually, this might allow us to expand twice into some of our plans here rather quickly. Hartford now demands meat. That was kind of what I was waiting for. So yeah, let's wait for you to do your thing, unload, and let's stop you right there. So what we're going to do with you, my friend, is we are actually going to use some of our cash here to buy some land, and we're going to have you buy a small farm. Bada boom, bada bing. So now, Albany previously didn't want grain, but now we can bring grain to this small farm. This actually works out quite nicely in our favor. So what we're going to do here, let's start by picking up a bunch of passengers. Just might as well not, we don't want to waste the trip, shall we? Then we'll come down here to Hartford, drop them off. Then from here we will pick up 6 grain and drop it off here at the small farm. But it gets better. It will get better, my friends. But we're just going to start you off with this. We're going to do the level 2 treatment down here. So we get our repair shop here. Cheaper maintenance, cheaper coal. And then I think what I'm going to do here is I think I'm going to I'm gonna wait for the next round of lumber to be made before I set up my replacement route down here. Because I mean, we obviously want to go back and forth here. We just don't want to overwhelm Albany here. We're going to start you out with just doing citizens here for just a moment. Passengers, that is. All right, we got the Gervais research. Beautiful. Now, just like before, I'm going to go ahead and lunge for the all locomotives bonus before I research everything else. Because again, we're pressing in to service all these other locomotives that would all benefit from the bonus. Whereas the Gervais, we got some time before we press that into service. Alright, a little bit more money for the passengers here, but what I really want is this wheat field. Now we're actually going to start pressing this into service properly. This is also going to help Albany grow really quickly, because we're delivering lumber here, but we're also going to be drip feeding it meat. And that'll be two different things supplied to it, which will work out quite nicely for it, if I may add. Alright, let's check our labor once again. Rails 25. See, that's what I was waiting for. That's a proper employee. Yeah, let's get that HR department. Rails 25. You are worth the... Because look at this. You're what do we got here? Soilworks. Yeah. You're the same as Mr. Soilworks. And yeah, you require more... You require more space. I think that's the trade-off here. This guy requires less space. I think, yeah, we could hire Mr. Soilworks for the moment. Construction of stations, not that sexy of a bonus, honestly. They're not that expensive. All right, let's do a few things here, because I've got a few other things I want to start developing. Let's get a locomotive, and yes, we have the Gervais. We don't need the Gervais. We're actually going to best friend this particular route. Now let's see. You can hold 2 lumber, which is fine. That's fine. I'm okay with this going at a slower velocity, all things considered. And then we'll drop it off down here. We will pick up passengers. That's a bit much. 12 miles an hour? I think, yeah, we'll stick with the 3 passengers. Drop them off here. And then have you repair. I think that is the correct answer. So yeah, this big old boat here of grain is going to be making its way up to the small farm and dropping off here. And we're going to keep it this way as is for the moment, just so you can unleash all of this and start making the meat. And then Albany can start gobbling it up. There's 7260. It enjoys the meat. Pick up a bunch of people, because there's plenty of passengers to go around for both of these. And pick up a few more, and we're golden there. Also, the passengers coming back, while not terribly profitable, will help Utica grow. And that's kind of what we're interested in here. Now, one other thing's here. Albany no longer wants coal ore. Well, I wasn't going to deliver coal ore to you anyway. Now, there's another place that we can start making the big bucks here and utilizing our wheat field from Hartford pretty effectively. It's a bit of a long ball, but look at Providence all the way over here. They are small enough that they demand grain, but they're large enough that they have passengers. So this gives us a wonderful two-way route. And look at the distance covered here. These passengers will actually pay us something. That will not only make us money, but it'll also help Hartford grow with that, and help them grow by feeding them all that wheat. So we're let's get growing here. Any new things? No. Okay, that's fine. So we got a long trip going here and another bridge to construct, but I do believe over time it will pay for itself nicely. We're going to want to go high point to high point here. 12 for the bridge. Let's see if we can't cut that down a little bit. That's a little better. 11. Well, see, yeah, I'll take the 11. This is a bit of a steep climb here, but this is just going to be a John Bull anyway. So, yeah, look at that soil excavation cost. This is a bit of a hill climb here. I'm glad we took that extra 7% person. We are doing a fair and appreciable. You know what? I'm not happy with this route. Let's try it again. I think we can do better. I think we can approach it from a different angle and just do better. See, right off the bat, where we have a bit of a dip here. This will be a bit of a dip down here, but that's okay. Much cheaper bridge cost. Yeah, look at that if you just gouge it. We can't just gouge it. We will take the incline penalty here. And that, my friends, is why we build in small chunks. 64 at the end here, that's fine. Again, we've got a John Bull with this place's name on it, which is fine. Alright, reliability complete. Now, just to get the things working on this a little bit more quickly, what we're going to do is I'm going to actually copy this with another John Bull. So we just created and copied a new John Bull up here, which will make its way down here and resume where this guy picked off. And we're gonna then once we drop off his cargo, we will get you going into the new route. You're not going to be doing that to Hartford. You're going to be, you're not going to be doing that to Albany. You're going to be doing that to Providence. So we're going to be dropping off 6 of that. We'll pick up all 5 passengers and drop off 5 passengers. And then once this town grows, we can get a 6th one. And yeah, why don't you go ahead and get yourself fixed up. Or don't. Oh no, yeah, you get yourself fixed up. That's fine. Utica now demands meat. So yeah, I hope you're noticing a little bit of a pattern here. That we've got some meat coming online here. So what I'm going to do here is, instead of doing pure passengers here, we're actually going to do 4 passengers, and we're going to pick up 2 meat. Maybe 3 passengers? Yeah, that's a little bit better. 21 of 42. You know, that's about as low as I'm willing to go. Let's do the 4 and 2. We'll do that. And then down here, 4 and deposit 2. And get your service on. Now going up this way, our little friend here can also, now that Utica is demanding meat, we can pick up 2 and a passenger. Yeah, I'm good with 2 and a passenger. 1, 2, and a passenger. There we go. So now Utica will get drip-fed some of this meat. Albany will be nibbling itself, and we're going to be having a routine return of 6 more grain to just keep cranking out the meat. So we got 3 towns serviced by meat with this one route, which will help not only us make some big bucks, but also get all 3 of these towns growing, which is precisely what we want. So yeah, once again, we're going real heavy on the John Bull. I wish you could keep an employee between things, because that 40% John Bull cost reduction guy, oh, I miss him. I miss him a lot. Cost of research minus 10? Oh yeah. Maybe we should hire you for the moment, because we can buy a whole bunch of research here. Pulling mass. Oh, again, get the all locomotives one, then pulling mass, then max speed, then power, then fuel consumption, then aging, then reliability. In that order is my suggestion. One thing we could do is just buy all of these, just to sink in the cost, since, yeah, why not? Oh, I see. You have to have one scientist assigned to it. Gotcha. Well, we can keep you around until we find somebody better. Yeah, look at that, 70, 72, and now Hartford's getting drip-fed some meat, so they will be doing their thing. And we've got this nice full boat of grain coming off to Providence. One thing I might do with this, so we don't overwhelm Providence, because they're not turning it into meat. I mean, they could if we built the farm here, but they don't demand meat yet. One thing we could do is we could set up a sort of an alternating route where we bring grain in one shipment, and then on the backswing we will bring passengers. Because we can do 6 from Hartford. Nobody else is pulling the passengers from you. So yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Providence, Hartford. So we need another instance of Hartford, which will be drop off 5 people, pick up 6 people. Because again, that's the preferable amount for the John Bull. Then we go back to Providence. We will drop off 6 people, pick up 5 people again. I think that'll work. It depends on how quickly those passengers regenerate. One thing we can consider doing is we can get rid of these wait until action is completed. Basically, we can basically tell it, grab whoever's there. That might be a smarter idea. Just make one of these grab whoever's there. If there's 5 people there, great, grab them. If not, grab whoever's there and make your way back. Alright, and that's going to give us a good chunk of change, and that will bring us to the end of this episode. So if you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment. Good, bad, or indifferent, your feedback's always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya!